But the best basketball of the weekend, the best player in America, the best shooter in America, Caitlin Clark at Iowa. Just watch. It's not. There's no hyperbole here.
I think largely the NBA has gotten out of the politics business. All right, you just don't see the virtue signaling you did 3 years ago, really 4 years ago, especially.
Watch her play. She plays at a high level, highly skilled. She's the best passer in America, and she's the best shooter in America. Promise. You get a chance to watch her if you haven't watched her.
During the Summer of Love. And you also have a lot of, granted, not American-born white players, but you got a lot of white players here. Now, Cooper Flagg is expected to come out in the NBA draft.
Is Cooper Flagg about to walk into a racial firestorm in the NBA? Everyone's talking about this kid becoming the next big thing, but nobody's asking if he'll face the same hate that Caitlin Clark dealt with in the WNBA. But here's where it gets interesting. The NBA might actually play by different rules. I've been analyzing both leagues for years, and there's something about the NBA's culture that could either protect Flagg or make things even worse. Let me show you why this situation isn't as simple as everyone thinks. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Everyone's talking about Cooper Flagg getting the same treatment as Caitlin Clark, but there's a massive difference most people are missing. The NBA isn't just a different league, it's an entirely different economic ecosystem.
You're doing yourself a disservice if you're a college basketball fan. And, there's a lot of players who are really good in women's basketball, like talented. Step back jumpers, shooting deep threes.
And Bobby Burack has put it out there that he expects there to be the same kind of racial backlash towards Cooper Flagg as there is towards Caitlin Clark. I don't know that that's going to be the case, and I don't know that I necessarily agree with it.
It's really impressive. And keep this in mind. She averages 27 a game. She also averages over 8 assists. So she leads the nation in scoring, and she leads the nation in assists.
I also didn't expect somebody to get stabbed directly in the heart and get $160,000 in donations to try to defend him, the perpetrator, either. We're in a whole different...
And guess what? This money machine might actually protect Flagg in ways Clark never experienced. Think about this. When a new NBA star emerges, they don't just shine personally. They literally make everyone richer. The league's salary structure is directly tied to revenue. More fans watching Flagg means more money flowing to the league, which raises the salary cap, which puts more cash in every player's pocket. This isn't theoretical, it's contractual. You know what's wild? NBA veterans actually have a financial incentive to support rookies who bring eyes to the game. When someone like Flagg becomes a marketing sensation and drives merchandise sales through the roof, that veteran on the bench with the mid-level exception, his next contract gets bigger too. It's like having a co-worker who makes your boss so much money that everyone gets a raise. The WNBA operates completely differently. With a smaller economic pie, Clark's sudden popularity created a perception that she was taking attention and resources from established players. Every endorsement deal, every jersey sold, every headline grabbed felt like something being taken away from someone else. Look at how the NBA has historically treated marketable white stars. Players like Larry Bird weren't just tolerated, they were embraced by teammates regardless of racial differences. Same with Dirk Nowitzki and Luka Doncic. Why? Because these guys helped grow the game financially, and that translated to bigger paychecks for everyone. This is the real story behind the NBA's famous bro code that nobody talks about. It's not just about friendship and mentorship, it's about protecting the business. When veterans take rookies under their wing, when they promote their teammates' accomplishments, when they avoid publicly tearing down rising stars, they're protecting their own financial interests. So the question isn't whether Cooper Flagg will face racial backlash like Clark did. The real question is whether NBA veterans would risk hurting their own bottom line by attacking a player who could become one of the league's next big marketing engines. The money matters, but culture is where the real story unfolds.
And you talk about somebody who hits the open man, the open person. She is wonderful. And men's basketball is 40 minutes. Women's basketball is 32. You give her, another quarter.
Well, let's put it this way. We've got a supporter of this channel who supports Caitlin Clark, who's a two-time leukemia survivor, and an Angel Reese fan earlier told him, "I wish leukemia would have killed you." I've never seen anything like it.
She's averaging 30 a game at least. She had, a triple-double last night. Put up, 41? And what are the, let's see, the numbers were 41, 12, and 10.
Of leukemia. And I'm just like, well, I mean, look, that fan base and those activist fans, no doubt, they have fully exposed themselves in the last 6 weeks.
The NBA isn't just a different league than the WNBA. It's an entirely different universe with its own gravitational rules for superstars. Since before Cooper Flagg was even born, the NBA has been a star factory churning out household names who transcended basketball and became cultural icons. Think about it. Michael Jordan wasn't just a basketball player. He was a global phenomenon selling shoes to kids who'd never watched a Bulls game. LeBron James and Stephen Curry didn't just win championships. They became entertainment empires. The NBA has mastered turning players into brands that outgrow the sport itself. That's the world Cooper Flagg is stepping into, a world designed to create and nurture superstars, not tear them down. The WNBA never had that foundation. When Caitlin Clark exploded onto the scene, the league wasn't prepared for a player with that level of pre-draft fame. She wasn't following in the footsteps of a dozen marquee names who'd already blazed that trail. She was cutting through uncharted territory. That's terrifying for established players who suddenly found the spotlight completely redirected. You know what's wild? The NBA's international flavor actually protects players like Flagg. With stars from Serbia, Slovenia, Greece, and Cameroon dominating MVP conversations, NBA players are completely used to sharing fame across all kinds of backgrounds. Nikola Jokic can win MVPs, while Luka Doncic sets records and nobody bats an eye. There's room for everyone at the table. The jealousy factor hits different too. WNBA veterans watch Clark get
For Iowa basketball. She's fun to watch. She's a great player. She is different because she shoots as... I'm waiting for this. Remember when the criticism came with Steph Curry? Oh, he's ruining basketball.
So now, could they open Pandora's box and create a situation where he's a victim or he gets targeted with a bunch of racial hate?
Thinks they can shoot a three. If you're, have a daughter... She's going to look at Caitlin Clark, and she's going to want to shoot. I'm waiting for the, everybody thinks they can shoot a three. And, unless we're already there.
Yeah, ESPN could actually turn that thing into a situation. And look, to a certain extent, they've done it with Caitlin Clark, too. All right, some of their analysts.
Better shoe deals and more commercial appearances and openly resented her for it. Meanwhile, NBA stars regularly campaigned for their teammates to get all-star votes and media attention. When's the last time you heard LeBron complaining about too many Curry commercials? The spotlight isn't a limited resource in the NBA. It expands to fit whoever earns it. Even media coverage creates a totally different environment. The NBA media ecosystem is massive, with dedicated beat writers for each team, dozens of national shows, and countless podcasts. Everyone gets their moment. The WNBA's coverage was concentrated almost entirely on Clark, creating an obvious imbalance that fueled resentment. The NBA's hierarchy is crystal clear. Rookies prove themselves on the court, veterans guide them, and the star system has room for newcomers. Cooper Flagg isn't threatening to take a piece of a small pie. He's potentially making the whole bakery bigger. So what's the bottom line on Cooper Flagg? Let's be real. We're not looking at a Caitlin Clark situation 2.0. The NBA's money machine changes everything. When a player brings in viewers and fills seats, the financial incentives can quickly overshadow any racial tension. The NBA isn't the activist league that the WNBA is, which creates a totally different environment for Flagg's arrival. If he generates serious revenue, even players who might not like him personally will think twice before creating problems. This isn't about repeating history. It's about understanding how money talks in professional sports, and in the NBA, it practically shouts,